afternoon from Bangladesh. I'm Saleh, the founder of Rank Wizards, and we are hosting this webinar to talk about some of the most asked questions on Reddit when it comes to SaaS SEO. The reason why we are doing this is Reddit is known to be, they call literally themselves the heart of the internet. And the questions that you can find over there, they are authentic, unfiltered, and sometimes directly represents the pain points that founders and startup marketing people are facing. So to conduct this webinar, we have digged into some of the popular Reddit subreddits about SaaS SEO, and we have tried to understand what are the most frequent questions about SaaS SEO asked by someone who probably don't do SaaS SEO as a profession, unlike us. So that's what this webinar is all about. So we actually picked up questions from 2024 and 2025. We went through and dig through all of the subreddits that are pretty much popular about SaaS SEO, and we try to look at the answers in a different angle than what kind of answers are already there, because most of these posts they have at least a few dozens of answers already on those posts. We have tried to add a bit more value on top of that, because we do SaaS SEO as a service, and we've been working with SaaS startups for quite some time now. We have pretty much have faced the same questions either by our clients or our prospects or acquaintances. So that's the point of doing this webinar. So we have picked up exactly 12 questions from different subreddits. We will take you through each of them, and we will share you the perspectives or answers to those questions from our end. And just to keep it very raw and organic, we haven't really orchestrated detailed illustrated slides against each of these questions. Rather, we'll talk human to human. We'll be very casual throughout our answers. So that being said, let's just start with the first questions. So the first question that we picked up is it's a pretty basic one. What SEO strategies do you follow for your SaaS startup? So what makes SaaS SEO different than other kind of SEOs like local SEO or e-commerce SEO or even enterprise companies SEO as well is you can literally reach a global audience through SEO regardless of the origin of your SaaS product. So in other words, the strategy that applies for other content marketing measures also applies for SEO for your SaaS startup. So if I break down into steps, the first step would be to make sure your website is rock solid. It loads fast. It is fed with all the schema markup data. It has every kind of technical fine tuning done on it, because that's what will give you a proper edge over a lot of other kind of websites that are trying to rank for the same keywords. Apart from that, I would say you have to keep an active eye on both verticals of SEO. One is backlink, another is content. We've actually faced people who just want to focus on either of them, but it really doesn't work that way. You have to focus on both contents and backlink, and eventually, after the first quarter of doing SEO, eventually you'll be able to see what is changing, what kind of backlinks is moving the needles, and what kind of contents are actually getting you some impressions or clicks, and then eventually evolve your strategy, go into deeper level of fine-tunement after that phase. But before that, in the first 4 to 6 months, the steps are very straightforward. Just make sure your website is good enough. Make sure you are going for natural and authority backlinks, and your website contents, both landing pages and some of the early blogs that you publish, are top-notch in qualities. Don't be lazy about the contents. Don't use ChatGPT for generating a bunch of contents and posting it because no one is reading your website right now. Make sure you put enough effort. If you are the founder yourself, doing a one-man army business, make sure you write all of them in person, and you are the best person to write those contents as well. So that's what I think the early stage SEO strategies would be for a SaaS product. Moving on to the next question. This is an interesting one. SEO versus ad versus community penetration. So 3 of the most popular choices of early stage SaaS marketing, and what does what, and how do you choose between them? First of all, it really depends on who you are. First of all, I won't go into these three options and compare apple to apple or apple to orange. I'd rather say who you are. Are you a multiple time serial entrepreneur who have done one of these marketing methods or cracked it for your one of your earlier companies? Then the answer would be different. If you are a technical founder who is completely from the background of programming and coding and DevOps, then the answer would be different. And on the other hand, and that's the best case scenario, is if you have a marketing in charge, something like a CMO who is an early stage stakeholder in charge of marketing, then the case will be completely different. And the fourth factor that comes into the play is how much you can burn into marketing. Uh, if I pick up all of them in SEO, you need to really burn a good amount of cash in the first 6 to 12 months before you actually meet a break-even point from SEO only. On the other hand, ads actually they don't require that much cash burning. You need to maybe burn some cash for the initial A/B testing phase, but once you have found your sweet combination of CAC and LTV, you can literally scale up the ads in any direction. And community, this is not actually a question of investment. This is about a question of effort, how much active you are into the community, how much time you can allocate on a daily basis on community penetration, and more importantly, how extrovert of a person you are. If you hate talking to people, community penetration is really not for you. uh, so that's the perspective from budget. On the other hand, if you want to focus on one of the methods between SEO and ads, first of all, if you have a potential customer base lying around in SEO, you have to focus on that from day one. It depends on who are doing it, who are executing it. If you're doing it yourself, then make sure you have prior experiences, or if you don't have prior experiences, make sure to hire a consultant who will actually enlighten you about the first and most important steps in SEO. And if you're, if you completely want to take it off, you can just hand it over to an agency who is known to do SaaS SEO. I mean, directly promoting us here, if you didn't notice. But anyways, that's for SEO. But ads, actually, there are a few ground rules of heavily investing into ads. Uh, there is a problem called leaky funnel. So if you can make sure your socials or your website is getting a proper circle closed by your target customers or your audiences, then you can focus on ads. What I mean is there are multiple steps involved into acquiring paying customers through ads. You have to run those ads to the right channels, to the right platforms, to the right people, and then you have to make sure your funnel design is airtight. They're entering into your funnel, maybe opting in for some lead magnet or so, and eventually you are retargeting them with your newsletters or your drip campaigns. So the entire funnel, it has to be proven before you start spending thousands of dollars into ads. If you're doing it because you don't have anything else to do, then spending into ads will be not just the smartest decision out there. So you make sure you have some kind of organic growth going on in both social and a website level, and then test your funnel. Make sure you have the best possible funnel elements across every step, and then start doing those A/B testing with creatives and targeting demographics. Eventually, you'll find the best combination fit of you and your customer base through ads very soon. So that's it, and I think this also covers yeah, we've covered the community based questions. Let's move on to the third question. So yeah, this is I think this is something that everyone asks themselves before they start investing into SEO. And if you're doing it for the first time, this is a very common and obvious question to ask: SEO is worth it or not? So every marketing channel is worth it. if you can crack the whereabouts, the detailed steps, the little things that matter, that and actually moves the needles in that marketing channel. SEO is worth it in that sense if you are looking for something of a sustainable and passive marketing channel. First 6 months, or to some extent first 12 months of SEO will really disappoint you. You will have to go through a lot of basic mistakes. You'll have to go through a lot of corrections and testings before you can see the benefits of SEO, which is paying customers. But trust me, once you reach that point after 12 months or so, where you are getting active signups by quality prospects, and some of them are converting, and you're not spending even a dime into ads to bring those people, SEO is doing the heavy lifting for you. That moment actually makes it worth it, and that's where you get the confidence to scale up or double down into SEO, or maybe shed some budget from other marketing channels and reinvest into SEO. But I would say almost 8 out of 10 SaaS founders, they actually don't reach to that point where they get to be motivated based on the results. They give up sometimes in between. They run out of funds. They rely on wrong people or wrong agencies, or they hire the wrong employees as well. So reaching to that point where you are actually seeing your revenue or MRR growing through SEO, that's where I think that's where it all matters. So after that point, SEO is totally worth it. But the question is, will you reach to that point or not? Next is it worth investing SEO for a SaaS landing page during beta phase? Investing, that's a very interesting one. If this person means by actively spending hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars into backlink towards a landing page that's still in a beta phase, that's something I won't advise actually. But by investing, if that person means writing a great piece of copy for the landing page, which is SEO optimized at one place and also conversion friendly at another place, that's a win-win for both conversion and SEO, and you should do it. Structurally, or things that you actually cannot see by naked eyes, um, those factors also needs to be taken care of from day one. I mean, schema markup, rich snippets, or loading speed, or text to HTML ratio. This kind of things, they really matters to Google crawler. So you have to make sure that your Google crawler is justifying to the website you have created. But apart from that, I think content is the best investment you can do for a landing page that's still in beta phase. After you are done with your early stage validation, then it's a different discussion. But till that, don't invest into backlinks. Let's move on to the next question, which is you only have SEO to push your B2B SaaS. What are the main things you do? B2B SEO, how do I compete? B2B SEO is very cutthroat, very, very cutthroat. We have seen companies to spend tens of $1,000s into backlinks of a particular landing page just because they want to sustain their ranking. They're already at first page on 1, 2, 3, or one of those top positions, but they're still investing into backlinks at that scale because they want to be untouchable. So B2B ticket size is super high. So uh, companies, they don't mind going through the roof when it comes to customer acquisition cost. So B2B SEO is really hard, especially on a commercial keyword level, on a transactional keyword level, where the keyword is searched by someone who can be a potential customer for your B2B SaaS. The competition is really cutthroat. So if you want to push SEO for your B2B SaaS, you make sure you have pockets deep to your, I would say, ankles, not even your, I would say, make sure you have a very good budget for your B2B SEO. The expectations has to be set on a very long scale. You cannot judge the performance of your B2B website once in a couple of months and then decide if SEO is worth it or not. be patient, keep investing, keep taking the right actions for the right channels. By that I mean backlink, content, and technical. And then at some point, SEO could be the game changer for your B2B SaaS. And the second question is, how do you compete? So before starting your SEO, it's very important to see what other people are doing. So there are two ways of looking through your B2B SaaS competitors SEO. One is just to search them on Ahrefs, SEMrush, or similar web and see which content is getting top traffic, which content is getting backlink, what kind of AI citations your competitors have. That's just basic competitive analysis. And another way of doing competitive analysis is actually seeing through their secret sauces, seeing through though that one or two SEO moves that actually have set them apart from other competitors. A company that's sitting on top of 100,000 or more traffic, there must be something that they have, you know, got as a proven template, proven and repeatable process. So looking through the backlink profile in that way or the contents in that way till you find that sweet combination that they want literally no one else to talk about is what makes your preparation better. SEO is an open book. You can literally see every person you're competing with and you can tear them down all you want, but it really comes down to how smart and deep of an observant you are and how well you can look through your competitors' SEO strategy. SEO always favors the last movers, and the last movers actually also are the fastest movers as well in serious SEO. So you have to make sure you can leverage that advantage. In that case, yeah, SEO will be totally worth it for B2B SaaS. Hundreds of companies have done it, and you can do it as well. Next is, how are you handling SEO for your SaaS and for tools and strategies that actually work? Tools. There are some unnecessary bias against using, biased in favor of using tools and then calling it a day. SEO is somehow tool dependent. There are tools that helps us to do things that we cannot do manually. For example, the way we look through competitors' backlink profile in Ahrefs, or the way we do keyword research by pulling out database search volumes and difficulty scores from SEMrush. That's something you cannot do manually. So using tools for that is really good. But there are so many tools around that will tell you that use this tool and your SEO will be autopilot. Will keep creating hundreds of contents. Will keep doing backlinks. You don't have to worry about investing into SEO a lot at all. You don't have to hire another SEO agency. All of them are not worth it. So those kind of tools is what I'm really afraid of, and I would advise against using those if you're not professionally doing SEO. Programmatic SEO or advanced SEO like Parasite SEO, these are big no's for your SaaS. These are for content-based SEO. But yeah, if you have to use tools, you can use one of the basic tools like Ahrefs or SEMrush. You can use some NLP optimization tools. I strictly recommend using Surfer. You can use tools to make sure your contents are all free of AI mix and plagiarism. For those steps, using tools is very okay, but using tools only to do backlinks or tools only to optimize your website for maximum loading speed, that's what I won't actually recommend. And strategies, I think we have talked about strategies already. These are three pillars: content, backlinks, and technical SEO. There is a detailed checklist into each of them. We actually shared a very detailed guideline in our last webinar about how you can, the strategy you can follow for your early stage SaaS. So yeah, that's it in terms of tools. Another tool I would recommend is not just for SEO, this is for GEO, is PromptWatch, or one of those monitoring tools across LLMs. This really helps you to pair your LLM optimization effort into SEO. Apparently, these are really not competing with each other. They complement each other, and using PromptWatch or any of the similar tools would be really helpful for pairing up SEO and GEO. Question number 7 is, okay, it's actually GEO. You just mentioned it. You want to know if GEO is the next big shift. What does GEO actually do that normal SEO does not already cover, and GEO must be more effective than SEO? Again, see, look at the first question. This person is already trying to compete between GEO and SEO. The last question is also about GEO being a successor to SEO and search engine optimization. See, this is not really like that. There is no conflict between investing into SEO and GEO. You can actually crack both by combining your efforts, and there are actually a lot of steps of GEO and SEO that are common between both of them. Actually, like the second question in here. So what does GEO actually do that normal SEO does not already cover? Let's go and answer that question first. So what GEO does is GEO basically caters to that searcher group, or that part of your target audiences who don't search on Google anymore. They use ChatGPT for anything informative or anything a bit complex to ask in Google. So GEO actually caters to that audience, and people who actually still search on Google, especially for transactional and commercial and navigational keywords. SEO still caters to that. Because Google also has an AI overview right now, optimizing for your informative contents, and even if you rank at top of the search results with your informative contents and blog posts, you might still get way less traffic than before, because most of the intent is being served in the AI overview, especially for informative keywords. So expect less, more impressions, or as usual impressions, but less clicks for your informative content from SEO. On the other hand, if you still feed those informative contents to LLMs, you'll actually get citations and mentions into GEO. And eventually, if you keep maintaining a very good presence across most of the LLMs, when it comes to a commercial keyword, because there are still people who search commercial keywords on ChatGPT or other LLMs and eventually make a purchase decision out of it. So feeding your authoritative contents into LLMs to make sure you have a good brand reputation over there actually helps a lot in your transactional keyword rankings in GEO. And for SEO, I think it's mostly shifting towards only commercial or transactional keywords, keywords that actually your landing pages would rank for. So this is the shift that we are seeing, and we are also suggesting our keywords to mix up between SEO and GEO. Focus on SEO for your transactional landing pages, and when it comes to your informative blog posts and resources, rather focus on AEO and GEO, because the best you can get out of your blog posts is those citations and mentions, not traffic to your website anymore, unfortunately. Next question is, how are SaaS companies adapting their SEO strategies with the rise of AI and zero click? I think I already partially answered part of this question. If you are heavily focused on blog posts, if you used to get thousands of traffics to your blog posts, that will decrease because informative blog posts, people don't read those long blog posts anymore. Simply say they ask the questions to ChatGPT or pick it up from AI overview and just gets done with it. If there is not a commercial intent or the intent to buy something behind the search keyword, writing contents for that is not worth it in SEO. Zero click searches also, yeah, I think the same thing and applies for zero click searches as well. Again, if you have a substantial amount of search volume around your landing page keywords, focus on that. Maybe create informative contents to support that landing page and create topical authority, enhance your EEAT, but not for traffic, just like before. And as I said, if you still want to do a lot of blog posts, and if you have a ideal team of content writers who want to write something, maybe just do that for GEO and LLM. Okay, the question next we have is, how do you choose the right SEO agency for a SaaS product? Okay, we can talk about this for hours, because we are an agency. We see how our clients make those decision of either hiring us or not hiring us. So what we have learned over the time is the best way to decide if an agency is worth it is to see how they hold themselves responsible, how they hold themselves liable towards the outcomes. So what I mean by this is, most of the SEO agencies would tell you that SEO is a long-term process. We don't really have a control over it. You have to keep relying on whatever we do for the next 6 to 12 months before you actually see the results. And the only way the client gets to judge or justify those agencies is by looking at their previous clientele or previous case studies. But if they don't have that, there is still a chance that that could be a good agency. But you have to stop relying on those passive factors and understand how the agency reports their monthly works, how the agency measures and assesses the results that they're supposed to bring, how they evaluate, and I would say how they correct their courses while doing SEO month by month. If you find an agency to have a really robust and proven way to report their inputs and outputs, if they really can hold themselves responsible against the results, if they really see that the backlinks and contents have been poured in, but the result is not there, they have to be able to tell you why that's happening and what else needs to be fixed. If they don't have that, maybe they're not the right agency for your SaaS SEO. Also, you have to make sure, if you want to be informed into the SEO, that agency has a proper process design where you still get involved, you still get a board seat into the SEO operations of them, right? Because I have seen SaaS founders to be very enthusiastic about this. They want to be involved. They want to participate in major decisions. They want a clarity and a proper reporting and transparency. And I think that's the way to run an agency. We really believe that, and we're trying to do that. Apart from that, yeah, I think that's kind of the point of hiring a SaaS agency. Do backlinks still matter, or is content more important now? This debate has been there for years. Content still is the more important part of SEO, but that's like a 51-49 to me, especially after the rise of LLMs, because LLMs, they really depend on authority mentions or trusted citations when it comes to deciding how much of a presence or exposure LLMs would like to provide you. So backlinks, still, they are very, very important, but you have to make sure you understand the shift of backlinks that have taken places. Previously, people who do backlinks, they just used to care about the DRM traffic, at best the source of the traffic, the geo of the traffic. But right now, you really have to understand, if you're getting a backlink from a website, how authoritative that website is to the eyes of LLMs, how credible of a source LLMs find that particular website to be. So there are so many ways to justify that, but I think the best way to look for is if you're getting backlinks from a real business or real company, real institution, real magazine with real life followers and readers, and a diverse presence across all the platforms. A backlink from that website is really worth it. But if you're still blinded by those shiny metrics set by Ahrefs and SEMrush, and not looking at anything else literally, those backlinks can really hurt you, or if you are lucky, that will actually provide you no benefits in SEO anymore, SEO and GEO combined, because its backlinks are important in both of these cases. Uh, Next on, does updating old posts actually help rankings? Yes, we really don't know how the content freshness scores works these days, but updating old posts really help rankings. If you mention the updated or the editor who have reviewed the content in one of your widgets or sidebars, that also really helps in regaining the lost traffic. Especially, we see a lot of cases where some blog posts or landing pages used to get a lot of traffic, but they just stopped receiving those traffic. They just got penalized. So updating those contents really can move a needle in that cases, but you have to make sure the update is actually doing good to that content instead of ruining what already is there. So make sure you do your proper assessment and analysis before deciding what else to add or deduct from the old content. But yeah, go for updating. Big vote for that. Question 12. Who we need to write for search engines, human and LLMs? You write on the register might all anymore. Writers, it's been tough for writers, to be very honest. It's been writers have been paying off since the day AI, or even before the apocalypse of AI. Writers have been replaced by softwares a lot. Uh, I think if the writers still have credibility and a first-hand experience on the topic where they're writing, those writers are still irreplaceables. But if the writer is a very generic one, we can write about anything under the sky. Those writers have been wiped out by LLMs and all those AI content writing tools, and there's no future for those generic writers anymore. But if you want to understand who do you need to write for search engines, human LLMs, back then there used to be a boundary between the way you write for search engines or the you write for humans. For search engines, we used to see a lot of keyword stuffing, a lot of bold attributes, a lot of forced internal linkings and stuff. And for human readers, it used to be journalistic or I would say contents that really are an expression of an opinion, not just they're not supposed to perform on SEO. Those websites used to have a fixed set of subscribers, and those contents were written for those subscribers. The authors, they don't care about how well those contents are performing. So that's like human content or contents that are written for human back then. But these days, with the evolution of NLP, the way the language models work, the way Google and other search engines can understand what have you written, those lines have really blurred away. You can still write your content for human authors. Make sure it's structured, make sure it's descriptive enough, formatted enough, and search engines will just pick it up. You don't have to do anything extra for search engines. And same for LLMs. Focus on giving your readers a good experience in your contents, and search engine and LLMs, they will just follow. So that's the question 12. I think we are at the end of this stream. Let me know if you have any questions or anything else that you want me to cover in the next webinar. For now, this is the end of it. Thank you. Thank you for attending.